Hello, it's me, Alan again. Hey everybody. Hope we're okay. Hope we're okay. Just watching Only in Japan, relaxing stuff from the spring. I've seen that. It's quite Only in Japan stuff is really good. John Daub, 100% big fan of John. Would you just mind let me know if you wouldn't mind, Greg or anybody else, if audio's coming through okay and stuff? Everything else is coming through alright. Music not too loud. Audio good. Music okay. That type of stuff. Stream looks good. Stream looks healthy, etc. All that type of thing. Chat is working great. It's coming through in the screen okay, which is fantastic. And here is the Ninja Monkey has also turned up. Nathan, I messaged you. I don't know if you got it or what. You did get a warning. Literally had a warning. Loud and clear background music just right. Thanks very much, Craig. I'm going to pretend that I haven't tested it like 1,000 times, but I can assure you I have. But yeah, I thought I'd move the Shoji screen to one side, but then you revealed more of the room. Whatever. I need to move this TV at some point. I know I do, but we'll get to that. Nathan, I did send you a warning. You need to look at your phone more, it would appear. So, there you go. I'm not sure why you didn't see it, but I definitely sent it. So, you need to double check that, Nathan. I think in the future. So yeah, I hope we're all doing okay. Hope everyone's alright. Same thing for me, Craig. I think I was just kind of watching Japan stuff. I was watching kind of Japan stuff, Craig. I'm just kind of chilling out. That's all I was doing, so I thought I'd do a stream. Also, a certain Ninja Monkey has been pestering me to do a stream as well. Whoever he is, he'll remain nameless. It was Nathan. But yeah, there we go. So, hey Jesse. Thanks for following. I didn't know you followed Jesse, but thanks very much for following. That's very nice of you. Feel free to say hello in the chat. I don't know if you've seen my little widget thing down here. This little dude type of thing in the corner, which shows you how many people are on each individual platform. I was thinking about moving this guy down here to these sections below, like show Twitch in the Twitch one, Facebook in the Facebook one, and YouTube in the YouTube one. But we'll you know, small steps first type of thing, see how it goes. So things to discuss tonight. Going to have a look at the latest news from Japan about the COVID flu status and what they're saying about it at the moment, which should be quite interesting. And got an article from the LA Times to have a quick look at and see what you guys think as well. It would be interesting to know what your thoughts are. I think we all know people wearing masks was quite a common thing before any pandemic in Japan. So the fact people are going, people are will no longer be required, even though they weren't officially required before. Will that actually mean masks will drop off? Probably not. But maybe some additional requirements for tourists might drop off, which could be useful for us in the end. I know at the moment I have the requirement to have additional travel insurance, etc., to make sure it covers COVID costs. I've got all that as well. But we'll talk about that in a minute. So before we go on to that, I have received, this is going to be you now, Nathan, I'm sure you're quite happy. I can't show you the package, unfortunately, because it has my address on it, but you can kind of see this. I received a package from a certain Ninja Monkey. A package all the way from your good self / brother, all the way from the lovely island of Gibraltar, which is far better weather than where I live. He chose the best part of the UK to live in, the bit that's attached to Spain. Yeah, great. So I'm going to open this up and see what's inside here. I've had this for, thank you for sharing the stream, Evan. I've had this for best part of a few days now, and I promised I would open it up on stream. So here I am on stream. There is some nice blank sheets of paper, just what I always wanted. Is this Japanese paper? Just checking in case any notes fall out. No, never mind. Thanks, Nathan. Thanks for the paper. I will pass it on to the children. I'm sure they'll like this. Oh, it comes with a note and a little handwritten note. Let's have a see. Alan, hope this very special Hachimaki puts a smile on your face. Thank you for your support, and I look forward to hearing all about your upcoming trip to Japan. Nathan, thanks very much, Nathan Ninja Monkey. P.S. You are the best commenter in my streams, and I'm definitely telling the truth. It says this on this page. You've got a nice Facebook page and a lovely beard. That's exactly what it says, in case you're wondering. Probably 10 out of 10. It says some of those things you can probably guess when I started to lie, especially because I said thanks Nathan and then started to lie. But yeah, thanks Nathan. Thanks very much. It's very, very, very nice of you. This, thank you. I kind of knew, I could kind of guess it was a Hachimaki, but I'm still very happy to have one. So let's have a see. Oh, can you hear it rustling? Rustling. Oh. Sports time, study time. So, just do it the right way around on there. Can you see? I don't know if you can see so well. There you go. It obviously says Ichiban on there. That's right, Jesse. There's certainly a bromance going on. I think Michaela's a little bit jealous, if I'm brutally honest. But if I'm really honest, I don't think she is. But yeah, there you go, Hachimaki. Yeah, Hachimaki. Oh, got it. Hachimaki. Sports time, study time. This is an Ichiban Hachimaki. So I guess that means I'm going to have to try and tie it on. There's a small problem with this. I have a huge head, so I may struggle to actually get it round the bonds. But we shall see, yeah. Look at this. It's amazing. Thanks, Nathan. This is like absolutely fab. Is it supposed to go like this? Is this what I'm supposed to do? Oh, it's hard in the camera trying to do it backwards. Hold on, I've got a mirror. Let me just try and put it on in the mirror. So I can actually see what I'm doing. It's easier like this. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, that'll work. Fine. Right. So, no time for the wife anymore. I'm not into beards, so you're okay. That's not what he told me, Miguel. Oh, hold on. I can't. Oh, it's so difficult in the thingy camera. It's like the most difficult thing ever. But in like a normal mirror, it actually works really well. It's just like, why is it straightforward in the mirror, but then terrible in anything else? So look, my head's so big, you can still see a little bit on the top. There you go. Is that okay? Is that a suitable? Maybe I've not done the right type of tie. If he shaves, you might have a problem. Don't worry, I'm keeping the beard. So, Michaela, we're okay. There we go. How's this? How'd you make it fully in thingy? Do you think they'd be upset if I wore this on the flight? Basically, like, on the plane itself. Nathan, I've thought of an idea. What we should do if we have a joint stream again. You have yours on and I'll have mine on, and we can be Hachimaki Bros. Juroku Bros. Juroku Maki. Yeah, wear it on the plane. Yeah, so I may wear it on the plane. The plane to Japan. What I was trying to talk about there, Craig. So basically, hello, I'm checking in. Here's my passport, and yes, I am wearing this on the way. Let's go, Ichiban. But thanks, Nathan. It's very nice. It's just a very kind gift. Sorry, I'm probably crackling too close to the microphone. Sorry, everybody. But thanks, Nathan. It's a very nice gift. Much appreciated. This is my first actual official Japanese Hachimaki. I'm going to surprise my Japanese instructor when I have a call with her soon enough, which will be, when will that be? Probably Tuesday. I'll have a call with my Japanese instructor. And it's normally just me. And I'll be, hello, konnichiwa, Hiromi-san. I mean, she knows about my thing anyway, about my Japanese page. I've bored her to death as well with it all. Let's just have a quick flick back through the comments. I'm trying to figure out what everyone's saying now. So, wonderful bromance, that's correct. JJ and the monkey, no time for the wife anymore. If he shares, you've got a problem. We're gonna get on the plane, might work on the plane. Japanese bitch, what? Well, I'm not sure what that means, Nathan. what I'm most looking forward to is in Japan. Initially just landing in Japan and being back there. Yeah, I'm probably most looking forward to just getting back to Japan. You know, the feel of it all, how nice everything is, how great the food is, how nice the people are, how inexpensive it apparently is now. I was watching one of Lito's streams, and literally the most expensive thing on the menu was like 880 yen, and it was like £5 over here in the UK. So in terms of, you know, a price comparison, you can't even buy a Big Mac meal for £5, which I'm sure people who go to McDonald's will let you know. So super inexpensive, great food. Obviously me and Michaela are taking the children this time, so we're both really looking forward to letting them see Japan, you know, for the first time, seeing what they think, what they see if they like it or not. I'm pretty sure they will like it, to be brutally honest, but in fact I'm almost 99.9% sure they'll love it. But it's just getting to see them have an opportunity to see Japan, at least, because for an awful long period of time me and Michaela have been going without the kids. Michaela's fault. I said let's take them every time. So yeah, I'm probably most looking forward to going into a konbini and getting a really nice tamago sando or something. So that's what I'm probably looking forward to. Some konbini foods and vending machine related things. Will I be streaming in real life from Japan or focus on photos? I'll definitely be taking many photos because, as you know, I've struggled for content a little bit on JJI, although it seems to be doing really well. The Facebook page seems to be doing fantastically well at the moment, but it's still difficult to use other people's content because you always have to ask for permission and stuff. So I'll be taking many photos of myself, hopefully some good ones, hopefully some ones that I can use on my Facebook page. But I will be streaming as well, maybe just a few times, just a couple, 2 or 3, maybe once or twice from Tokyo, once from Kyoto, once from Osaka, maybe some from Rabbit Island if we go to Okinoshima, whatever it's called, Rabbit Island. That should be fun. My eldest daughter really wants to go to Rabbit Island because she's rabbit mad. So Usagi Shima, I don't know, whatever it's called. I don't like Michaela, thanks very much. I'm really looking forward to doing that type of stuff. Streaming should be great fun. Craig, you're completely right about it being a special feeling. 20 minutes before you land, you start to feel a bit nervous, excited. Never do I have any more energy than when I'm just about to land in Japan. I'm absolutely champing at the bit to get away. It's just to get off the plane and on the run from the plane itself all the way through down into immigration, which might not be a good idea this time, considering all the things we've had to fill in, all the the Japan related things we've had to fill in for immigration, Japan Web, etc. We're slowly ticking off things and ticking the boxes and stuff. All our flights are done and booked, as you probably know. We've booked our overnight hotels when we're doing transit flights. We've just sorted out our mobile 4G Wi-Fi device thing, so we're going to collect that in Haneda Airport. We've gone with Sakura Mobile, which seems pretty good. Hey Steve, hope you're doing well. Sakura Mobile seems pretty good. They were well priced and they had a desk available, the JAL desk actually, right in Haneda in Tokyo. So as soon as I get off the plane, once we get through immigration, it should just be there. So that should be good fun as well. Quite looking forward to that. The flight feels very, very long actually to Japan, but the flight back feels really quick, I'm afraid. I have that same special excited, nervous feeling, Craig, before we get off, and then as soon as we do get off, it's time to go. I think Michaela says she thinks when we land she may cry, waited so long for it. I know, because we went so many times before pandemic and then it being shut. It's been an absolute nightmare, hasn't it, really, not being able to go back. But we're now only, in terms of how long it's going to take, we are a grand total of, I don't know if you guys can see, maybe you can see, hopefully you can see. Anyway, we're a total of 69 days away from our flight to Japan, or at least the beginning of our journey to Japan. We'll land there, at least the day afterwards, so that's kind of how it takes. Really looking forward to that. Hi Steve, yeah, I'm doing well, thank you. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything's okay. Craig enjoys the flight, even though it's a long one. I love the anticipation. Yeah, agreed. I'm based in the northwest, Craig, northwest of the UK, so there are no direct flights for me. So generally, it's some form of transit route through somewhere. I think you're probably quite similar, right? Yeah, you're up in the northeast, Craig. So Newcastle to somewhere, maybe I think that's right. So I'm Manchester to somewhere, and in the past we've done London, we've done Copenhagen, we've done Helsinki more than once. So that's the general route that we want to go. This time we're going to Copenhagen again, but I'm not sure the route that the plane will take from Copenhagen. I think it may go south from Copenhagen and kind of down around Ukraine, obviously, and under Russia and towards China. Whereas traditionally from Copenhagen and Helsinki, it's gone across the top of the UK, of Russia, and then down into Japan. I think on the way back they go this way, that way, but on the way there they're going to go the way that kind of some awkward wiggly route, probably similar to the route Nathan's going to do with Turkish Airlines, I would have thought, down and around, but then just carry on. But it'll be quite a long time that, because Copenhagen's north again anyway. So if it is the case, it's going to be probably about 14 hours, or maybe 14 and a half. So that will be quite a long time. That's probably the longest I've ever flown on a plane, to be honest. I've been to Japan, Dubai, etc., but I've never flown one leg more than 14 hours. And it's in economy. Yeah, yeah, really looking forward to the economy flight. I've got to tell myself I will do. So that's good. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to it. Mark T's listed sometimes here, so let's have a look. Long indeed, absolutely. BA list of flight time 13 hours 40 direct. I presume, Mark, that's London as well. Is that London to Tokyo? So yeah, I'm obviously not in London, so I need to do something to get there as well. Although it's only a 30-minute flight from Manchester to Heathrow, and then T5 it was last time. T5 straight out, but we had to catch that horrible train thing underneath. Yeah, London to Tokyo makes sense. We had to, from the main terminal in T5 where the Concorde Lounge is, you have to go down to like some train thing and then along so many blocks. It felt like we went all the way to the end of like Heathrow as far as we could go. Then when we got off, we then had to walk to the end of that building as well. And then finally there was like a small crowd of Japanese people, and we're like, aha! We've got we're definitely in the right place because we're surrounded by Japanese people. In fact, that's one thing I was trying to explain to my children actually. I said, they're asking, when do you get excited? At what point are you really excited that you're going to Japan? When do you know? Is it when you take off? Is it when you book your flights? When is it? So for me, it's quite a personal thing, is when I take my connecting flight to somewhere, Heathrow, Copenhagen, Helsinki, whatever, when I'm ready to get onto the second flight, I will migrate across the airport into the right terminal and then down towards the gate. Now what suddenly happens is when you get close to the gate, you suddenly start to hear more and more Japanese, and it's like, hey, hold on, this plane is definitely going to Japan. And then you see more and more Japanese people, and suddenly you're like, yes, this as soon as I get on this plane, it's taking me to Japan. It's like a start realization at that point, for me at least, that I'm definitely going to Japan. And I know they've got tickets that say so, all that type of stuff, but for me that's the point really. When I know this is the one plane that's taking me to Japan, then yeah, I'm on the way. So yeah, it's really good. 15 hours for Steve. Steve, what's your route though? I think, are you going to Dubai like Craig is as well? Or are you going some other ways, Steve? I think you mentioned maybe JL, so I'm not sure what your route is, but that makes sense for Craig. But Craig, you can, at least Dubai's a nice airport, you can stop in for a little bit. It's pretty good. Ninja Monkey's watching on Facebook. Thanks, Nathan. Thanks for watching on Facebook. Much appreciated. Michaela says, imagine if they did a cheaper version of Concorde. I wonder how long it would take then. What, to get to Tokyo? Oh, well, Concorde used to do London to New York in like 3 hours 45, and that's like a 7.5-ish hour flight. So it's roughly half flight times. So if it's 12 hours, maybe you could do 5.5, 6 from London to Tokyo, which would just be insane. 5.5 hours to Tokyo. That is absolutely crazy. But again, the USA, like FAA, whatever it's called, basically made it so Concorde couldn't fly over land. So you got everybody complaining, saying they were breaking the windows, even though they weren't, which was the ultimate death for Concorde, because it could only fly over the sea. So we'd have to get some kind of Concorde that's certified to fly over land, even though it's 50, 60,000 feet in the air, I think sometimes. It's definitely over 40. So yeah, that would be interesting, and anything to get us into Japan. But don't forget, Concorde was exclusively business class and above, so flight prices would be probably flight prices to suit, I'm afraid, as well. So that's quite interesting. So Ninja Monk is watching from Facebook, but the comments don't appear on here. They do appear on here. I saw your comment on there, Nathan. So I'm not sure how many comments you can see on Facebook, but I can only see a few at the moment in time. But yeah, I definitely saw one of your Facebook comments come on. London to Tokyo, Mark. Yeah, makes sense. Ninja Monkey, 4 hours Malaga to Istanbul, then 3 hour layover, then another 11. So your flight time is 15 hours there, Nathan, for yours. So it's tough, isn't it? It's a long, long way, and it's much longer on the way back as well. Oh no, nightmare. Mark T says if you fly JL, you get unlimited Yabisu beer and drinking snacks. Time flies. That's very true. Even if it's the JL flights operated by BA, they still do the same thing, where you can get up and go to like the galley at the back of the plane. So did that quite a few times. I got myself some lovely Japanese snacks. They also do the proper cup noodle soups, like the Nissin cup noodles that you can have a good slurp of. If you're feeling a bit peckish midway through, that was really good. Steve's doing Heathrow to Haneda with JL. Nice, Steve. Very, very good. Recommend that to anybody. Can't beat. I know the Middle Eastern carriers are very good, but JAL really is phenomenal for me. So Craig's also got a short layover in Dubai, 2.5 hours. That's not too bad, but that's probably a good sweet spot for layovers, Craig, 2.5 hours, because you're not too worried about getting off the plane and being in a mad rush, and also gives you a little bit of time to explore, but then not too long so you sat around waiting for 5+ hours, which is always pretty good. What's Ninja Monkey doing here? Yeah, it's perfect. Absolutely, Craig. Absolutely. Ninja Monkey says it's 1:30 in the afternoon, Istanbul, plus 5 hours to Malaga, 18+ hours on the way back. How long is yours? So mine, I'm not 100% sure how long it is, but we're actually, because when we originally booked the flights, we were going on Saturday in the morning from Manchester to Copenhagen, and then we were going to do Copenhagen, then we get on a plane in like an hour and a half, which I was a bit worried about. Then we were going to do Copenhagen straight to Haneda. That was the plan. But then on the way back, it's just the opposite, obviously. But then what happened was Scandinavian Air Services, SAS, who we're flying with, who have a very good business class, by the way, which we're certainly not going on this time, Michaela, I'm so sorry. Scandinavian Air Services have changed the times of the secondary flights, so the flights from Copenhagen to Tokyo and Tokyo to Copenhagen. So because of that, they've brought the flights forward. So that means my connecting flight now doesn't get there at the right time. So what we've opted to do instead is fly there on the evening instead, the night before. So I'm going out, we're going to fly out on Friday night, get to Copenhagen, stay overnight, chill out, then Saturday we're just going to fly to Japan. Nice and straightforward then. So we have a really long flight time, I'm afraid, going to Japan, but that kind of is what it is. But yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but at least it means we get to see Copenhagen a little bit as well, or maybe even just through an airport hotel window, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, it's really good. Craig says it's perfect. I completely agree. Your time is spot on there, Craig. Well done. Craig's asking about will we catch cherry blossoms? Yeah, I think we will, actually. This is the first time, because we normally go in May time we tend to go to Japan, and we obviously missed them by that point, but we will land in Japan 2nd of April, and we'll land in Tokyo as well 2nd of April. So if we do that, the forecastings I've seen so far say blooming starts a week before that, and then peak bloom should be around the 1st in Tokyo, and 4 or 5 days later in Kyoto. So we're gonna, if peak bloom is 1st and we land on the 2nd, straight on it there, Craig, 100%. So that'll be some great content to share with everybody else, hopefully, via the Facebook page and maybe via YouTube as well. So yeah, so quite looking forward to cherry blossoms, quite looking forward to the children seeing it as well. Cherry blossoms is one of those things that you always hear about when you go to Japan, and there's so much content out there about it. But it's nice, hopefully, to experience it in person, you know, as opposed to just via a camera lens sometimes. So hopefully, as long as the weather stays as it will be, we should definitely hit cherry blossom season. And to be honest, if we don't, we do have the Japan Rail passes. So we're going to have them for a certain period of time for our trip at least. We're there for over 2 weeks, but we'll have at least 1 week of full Japan Rail passes. So we could always push up and go north. So Sendai, etc. Depending on how far north we need to go, and maybe just catch a bullet train up there 2 hours and catch the cherry blossoms up effectively as the better temperatures sweep up northwards through the nation. We can kind of skip into that, but hopefully anyway we'll catch them in Tokyo, and then we'll catch them in Kyoto as well, because we're doing Tokyo for like 6-7 days. Then we're off to Kyoto for like 4 or 5 days as well. So, and then we'll come back to Tokyo later on. But we're doing Kyoto and Osaka all at once. So what I mean is we should catch it pretty much spot on in Tokyo, and we should also pretty much be spot on in Kyoto as well. So super looking forward to Kyoto. You know, it just looks, some of the stuff I've seen of Kyoto, it looks absolutely fantastic. So really looking forward to walking around Gion, etc., and all the other places that are in there as well. Seeing some of the nice shrines and temples that are available. We've got ourselves a lovely little place in Kyoto, which looks very nice. The places in Tokyo are a little bit nicer, to be really honest, but Kyoto we kind of just took what we could that was in a good area. It's much more of a traditional house, as you would probably expect, than a more modern house that we've gone for in Tokyo both times. In fact, if you think it's useful, I could probably show people what the Airbnbs are like in Tokyo and Kyoto. I'm not really sure, to be honest. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah. So Craig's way too early. Yeah, you're going next month, aren't you, Craig? So I'm not surprised you're too early. But there are other blossoms as well, don't forget. But yeah, you're probably going to miss the cherry blossoms, definitely. Steve Jones staying in Kabukicho. Steve, you're a party animal, that's all I can say. It's just absolutely, there's life in the old man yet, as you said to me. I'm sure you did. Absolutely, Steve. What a great place to stay if you just want to be out there. Get out there and go for nightlife or anything else. Obviously, I have young children, well, youngish children, although they're growing up now. So I probably wouldn't want to stay in Kabukicho just because of how it can get a little bit rowdy, etc. But we're only staying in Okubo for one of the weeks that we're in Tokyo, so we're not really too far away. But it's like the back end, the residential part of Okubo, so right on the JR line, etc. Yamanote line, so should be great for us. Kabukicho's even better probably than the Yamanote line, because you can just go straight up to Shinjuku Shinjuku North exit, can't you? And just collect it from there, should be easy enough. Craig's going next Sunday. Oh my god, Craig, ridiculous. So excited. You'll definitely miss cherry blossoms, but you'll obviously get so much more. So, God, that's unbelievable, Craig. Well done. I mean, friend of applause to you for going. Well done, Craig. As Ninja Monkey always says, the best time to go to Japan is when you can. Completely agree with that, Nathan. Great sentiment there. When's the best time to go? Whenever you can. Just go. There's never really a bad time, except for Golden Week. But you know, if that's the only time you can go, then still go. Whatever. So what's Ninja Monkey said here? You might just miss it for Tokyo. I catch the end, but you are right. 100%. Just catch a day trip to get some awesome blossoms anywhere. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the blossoms might actually be quieter as well somewhere else, depending on where we go. I mean, we can all go down to Meguro River, can't we, and see what's going on. But really, you maybe want it a little bit quieter if possible. I'm kind of a little bit worried, if I'm honest, about how busy Tokyo is going to be. during cherry blossom season, given the fact that it's the first cherry blossom season that Japan is open for in the last, well, since 2019, isn't it really? So, 2021, 22, 23, first cherry blossom season is what, in 4 years that Japan's open for? So, it'll be very busy, I think. I think Japan and Japanese content has absolutely blown up. The mystery of a closed off country as well has done nothing but fan those flames for a few years on a lot of people. So I think it'll be busy, very busy. So if necessary, we'll just go somewhere else. But we'll see how it goes. Cherry blossoms, I'm hoping I will catch them in Tokyo, purely because peak bloom is the day before we arrive. So we're only going to be, once, and it's normally a 2 week period, isn't it? So peak bloom's right in the middle. So I think we should have another 6 days to catch it in Tokyo. But either way, we'll see cherry blossoms in some way, shape or form. Try all those strange, odd new cherry blossom snacks and things. That should be fun. I'm quite looking forward to that. Cherry blossom lattes or something, or whatever else they do, all sorts of things. So really looking forward to all that kind of stuff. Ninja Monkey says he might get early cherry blossoms in the next 4 weeks. Well, good luck with that. Hopefully you do. Craig, next Sunday, as you said. Steve Jones, lots of Korean food in Okubo. Absolutely, Steve. Absolutely. It's absolutely full of Korean stuff. So if you want some fried chicken, some kimchi, some bibimbap, and some those cheese franks dog things, it's your place to be. We the last time me and Michaela went to Tokyo, we stayed right on the edge of Kabukicho and Shinakubo, so just where the JR Shinakubo station is. So we were like at the back end of Kabukicho, so not as ready but still a little bit ready, and just before Koreatown and everything else that was all there. So it was a great spot. Don Quixote across the road, you just 7-Eleven basically underneath our apartment building. It was great. A bit of a Yakuza bar there as well, which was a bit exciting. But yeah, so we spent a lot of nights wandering around, obviously Kabukicho, Shinjuku, etc. But then we kind of headed back to base, and we almost ended up going into Shinakubo and then wandering through there and wandering through all these smoky alleyways with wall-to-wall Korean restaurants full of all sorts of things. So the fried chicken there is unbelievably spicy as well, by the way. So if you're not a big fan of spice, you might have to maybe ask for some kind of non-spicy version, but it's pretty tough. But I do like Korean food as well, Steve, so yeah, it's a great place to be. Ninja Monkey is saying, yep, when go to Japan whenever you can, and if you can when it's cheaper, absolutely, 100%, Nathan. Although when you buy 4 times as many tickets, it's never really cheaper, but we'll see how that goes. Craig says he was surprised how easy the Japan web was to fill in. Hopefully our next visits won't require it. Yeah, that's a good point, that, Craig, actually. The Japan web was actually quite straightforward, I thought. Basically, select the type of vaccinations you've got, put all your details in, upload your forms, which in terms of me here in the UK, we have the NHS app, so we can effectively download the forms, which is quite straightforward. And I just basically put the PDF versions of them into the app, and it works straight away. So I went blue within a day, as did Michaela as well. On mine, I've added additional family members because my children are 11 and 13. And that means the girls haven't actually gone blue, the girls have gone yellow. Now, when reading on the official website, it just shows that it's not really an issue if they go yellow, as long as they're under 18 and as long as the person that they're travelling with is triple vaccinated, which I am, and I'm blue on the forms as well. So I'm not sure if I actually need them in April or not now, depending on this type of news that I've got, and we'll quickly read this news article as well, if that's okay. But yeah, it's super straightforward, Japan web, super easy. So yeah, absolutely great thing to do. Ninja Monkey says, I actually hope Visit Japan web stays. It made navigating the airport so easy and faster than ever. So here it is, folks, from super frequent Japan traveller. If he says it's the best thing, then it probably is. Nathan knows his stuff. And he goes to Japan more than almost anybody else I know, except for Vincente, maybe, Nathan. Vincente seems to go more than you. We'll see how that goes. You two need like a who's been to Japan more type of thing. I think it's Vincente who goes quite a lot. Yeah, quite a lot. I think I agree to an extent. When we travel to America quite a lot, we used to fill in the ESTA forms and the pre-immigration stuff, and that was always quite handy because you didn't have to do it in the airport. If Japan is now asking for these type of things, yeah, let me just fill it in online before I have to go. Maybe some of the things could have been a little bit more straightforward from a parent's aspect, but children staying yellow and things, but it's not too bad. It's all in there in the detail, you just have to go and find it. So yeah, I don't mind if it stays, Nathan. And to be honest, Japan's probably missing a trick. They could probably just say, it's 10 quid for this service and we'll do it for you. And they'd rake it in. Or $10 or whatever, like the US does with the ESTAs. It's $10 and it's valid for 2 years or something else. So Michaela said, what does everyone think of the prices of flights at the moment? Do you think they will eventually lower? So I think they are horrendously high, as I'm sure I've told you, Michaela, a million times. Now I'm seeing things like COVID being declassified to level 5, so it's more like seasonal flu. Still a massive amount of people that want to go to Japan. The economy will hopefully bounce back a little bit with all the additional stuff. It seems like the Japan Airlines are now taking notice of this. So I follow ANA on Facebook, and I saw something recently that said they're now increasing their number of flights from both Frankfurt and Brussels, I'm sure it was Frankfurt and Brussels. They increased the number of flights, and they're also going to start using larger planes as well to cope with demand. So yeah, it's hopefully increased flights, more demand, increased flights and more seats from one major Japanese carrier that will flood through to the other people who also can satisfy that Japanese route. So JAL hopefully, and then BA, SAS, everyone else, KLM go, don't they? Quite a lot go in all fairness, and all the Eastern carriers that go also. So if they can up those amount of flights, or even the size of the planes, therefore the amount of seats that are available going to Japan, I'm hoping the flight prices will drop down. But we shall see. That's what I'm hoping is going to happen, but it's super expensive at the moment in time. The current economy class flights from Manchester here in the UK used to be 550 quid. This was 3 years ago. They're at the moment 1,950 quid for the time I want to go in April. That could specifically be because I'm looking at a certain time in April itself, but I've not seen many below 1,200 quid, as I'm sure Steve will attest to, wherever he is, he's down there. 1,200 quid even if you book direct with JAL, and most of that unfortunately is taxes. So something some UK people could do is maybe go to Ireland, so fly to Dublin first, spend the evening there, and then fly to Japan the next day and save quite a bit on taxes. So on your flight, which might drop the price quite considerably. It's quite an old trick, but yeah, flight prices are absolutely mega at the moment, and I think it's probably the main thing that's stopping even more people booking Japan flights as well. So Craig has said he can't handle the spice, or a well-used phrase for me is karasa hikame onegaishimasu. Ninja Monkey said, oh, dying girl. Mikhail said, you are so right, Ninja Monkey. Alan has kept an eye on them after we booked ours, and the daily price rise is shocking. Yeah, I have a Google alert effectively, which is just it's depressing really, just seeing the flights go up and up and up. I normally screenshot it and send it to Nathan, send it to Ninja Monkey and show him how expensive the flights are, and they're only going one way, so it's not really the best. Michaela said, same as you, Craig cannot handle the spice. She does not like the spice. She would be no good on the set of Dune. Steve Jones, it is the fuel prices that is making it expensive. Completely agree, Steve. Fuel prices are a massive part of all this. But yeah, it's the way it is, isn't it? I suppose at the moment in time, fuel everywhere is really expensive. Although the price for oil is coming down, isn't it? I don't know how that translates into aircraft fuel, but again, they normally hedge those markets massively in advance. So even a drop today, we probably wouldn't see a drop in price today. Sorry, we wouldn't see for a few months before it came through into seat prices, etc. For us. Craig takes, I take medication for a wonky heart and it makes spicy food extra spicy for me. Oof, double worse then. You've basically got a spicy food amplifier, the Craig built in, so probably not the best then. If I would stay away from anything in a Kubo, then it's all super duper spicy. So not really the best for somebody who basically has got a spice amplifier built in, so not a good show, Greg, at all. So basically, let's just quickly talk about this article that I've seen from the LA Times. Let's move across to here, and here we are at Los Angeles Times. So this is something I've seen. It was only posted today, well, early in the morning, effectively, 20th of Jan. So yesterday, but Pacific time. So that's like early in the morning for me over here, I think, or thereabouts. So Japan to lower COVID-19 to flu status, further easing rules. Sounds positive, hopefully. Hope we all think this sounds positive. And just your general stutter shock. Shutterstock picture of people from Japan wearing masks. Thanks for that. So here's the article here. So Tokyo, Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida on Friday, which was only yesterday, announced plans to downgrade the legal status of COVID-19 to the equivalent of seasonal influenza in the spring, a move that will further relax mask wearing and other preventative measures as the country seeks to return to normality. I mean, a return to normality, I don't know what it's like where you guys are. Here in the northwest of the UK, it's almost like COVID doesn't exist. There's nobody doing any social distancing, next to nobody at all wears a mask. And the sad thing is, there's been a really bad bout of seasonal influenza, which maybe is what you have, Nathan, as well. But here, where I am, terrible influenza going around this year. I was actually offered a flu jab, and I didn't take it because I didn't think I was like elderly or needed it. But I probably should have done. And if it comes up next year, I think I will, just to make sure, just to help boost that flu thing. Because I caught it after a works Christmas party where I went to with a few hundred people. Somebody had it, and I was really quite bad for a week, and then I was probably rough for another 2 weeks afterwards. So yeah, it's not really the best in terms of seasonal flu. But if Japan wants to declassify COVID down to the point where they think it's the equivalent of seasonal flu, that seems like a good thing in my book. Kishida said he's instructed experts and government officials to discuss the details of the lowering status. A change would also remove self-isolation rules and other antivirus requirements, and allow COVID-19 patients to seek treatment at a hospital instead of only specialised facilities. That could be a bonus for any traveller. Anybody no longer has to go to a certain specialised facility, but they can then go to just a general hospital. That could make things a little bit easier. It's just a statement of Kishida in terms of returning to ordinary life. So that's kind of standard Kishida stuff. Japan COVID-19 is categorised currently as class 2 disease along with SARS and TB, and is subject to restricting movements of patients and their close contacts, whilst allowing central and local governments to issue emergency measures. Fine. Downgrade to class 5 have been scrapping those rules. Good. Basically, the strange thing is though, at the moment in time, this is something that John Daub actually spoke about on one of his streams. At the moment, Japan faces widespread infections and record levels of deaths in what's considered its 8th wave of outbreaks since the pandemic began 3 years ago. John Daub touched on this. It's absolutely rampant at the moment in time in Japan. Hopefully that can bring that down in the near future. The early deaths total record of 503 last Saturday. Experts say the latest increase could be linked to the worsening chronic illnesses among older patients. It does seem to head towards the elderly or the infirm. Downgrading the legal status of COVID-19 under the infectious disease law could remove ongoing hospitalisation and self-isolation rules, help to free hospital beds reserved for COVID-19 patients, which is pretty good. I think to an extent it's been long ingrained in Japanese culture that if you're ill, you need to protect the wider collective, so you would wear a mask. I don't see that going away anytime soon. I don't know why it would ever go away from Japan. So to an extent, people self-isolate their faces, don't they? Anyway, so I don't think it's as much of a step as it has been in other countries when they've removed isolation, etc. In the UK, for example, people went from, it was a night and day difference, where in Japan it's probably not. They're still doing the face isolations. The idea is to create a system where COVID can be treated as part of ordinary medical services. Yep, changing its classification doesn't mean coronavirus is gone, but we still need everyone to take voluntary measures by using massive precautions. Fine. And Gato said the wearing masks is unnecessary outdoors now, and that indoor use would also be easy once the downgrading is in place. This is probably quite a useful sentence for travellers, people who are worried about any mask wearing that's needed whilst they're in Japan. They could actually end up at the point where indoor use of masks could also be eased off, which you may or may not see as a good thing. Some adjustments needed, correct. It declined to set an exact timeline other than to say it would occur in the spring. I've heard that it's going to be the 1st of April from quite a few different sources, to be really honest. Oh, Nathan's doing an update on this as well, great. I'm sure you'll do a much better job than me, Nathan. But yeah, it's quite interesting to see that they're looking towards downgrading it from one to another. So it sounds pretty good. It sounds like for travellers as well, it could be quite interesting. But again, it does seem a little bit odd when cases are so high at the moment. But yeah, that's what Japan's trying to do. So let's get back to some of the comments. Craig, yeah, I've had it for 10 years and quite aware of which foods have it. Made them trial and error. Nice. So hopefully you got a good handle on that, Craig. Nothing too nothing too out of the blue for you. I can't even deal with black pepper, it burns my mouth off. I love black pepper, so black pepper is absolutely lace everything with black pepper. Steve thinks mask wearing is not helping the Japanese. Well, that's up to you, Steve, see what you think. I mean, they were wearing masks a long time before the pandemic, so see where that goes. Nevin's putting an update together on this, also positive, yep. Michaela watches a lot of Japanese food clips on YouTube. I like the idea of places like Ichiran Ramen, so you can pick it if you want spice or not. I like the idea that you can choose different levels of spice or not. It's quite interesting. Quite a lot of places in Japan offer that. So places like Koko Curry, etc., they also do different levels of spice. Although here in the UK it's like level 1 to 5, and Japan it's like 1 to 10, and I think even 1 in Japan is like level 5 in the UK. So it's like mad spicy. But I could go for I'm not a big fan of spicy curries, to be honest, so I could go for a 1 or 2 in Japan and see who that is. Could be quite nice. As you said, Ichiran Ramen does the same thing. There's quite a few places like yakiniku places that you can just add your own stuff to anywhere, so not necessarily too bad. But yeah, I think that's quite interesting news from coming out of Japan, so we'll have to follow this and see how well it goes. Hopefully they do end up reducing those the flu status down to level 5. Sorry, the COVID status down to level 5 to equal the status of the flu. If they do that, may mean less things for us as followers, as travellers. So it should be quite interesting. I probably won't bore you guys to death with Japan Ichiban on Facebook. You've probably seen it anyway, haven't you, most of the time? So it seems to be still seems to be doing pretty well. 71 point something now, 0.1 I think, K followers. Some really funny things on there at the moment in time. Oh, this is a beautiful, just zoom out slightly, beautiful woodblock print here. By Tsuji Koitsu there, but I actually put my own photos in here as well. If I can I see my own photos? Oh yeah, there we go. So this is the actual woodblock print here. So this is the gate before you go through the gate to Zozoji Temple, which is at the famous temple with Tokyo Tower in the background, and now a much larger tower as well. And this is my photo down here. Make it any bigger. Oh, there you go. Nice. This is my photo that I took many years ago now, of the same place. So this is the gate. You can, if you look through the actual down here in the bottom, basically down in the bottom left, you can actually see some of the temple through the gate itself, but it's hard to see. But this is my photo that I took, and then this is the woodblock print as well above it. This one's quite funny if you watch this. Hold on. Let me just turn the music off on the stream. Anyway, let me just turn the music back on. So yeah, so yeah, but yeah, photos and things are doing very well recently. Seems to be a lot of interest around Japan. Oh, there's the other photo. There's a photo I took of the temple itself, Zozoji, with Tokyo Tower in the background as well. One of the first temples I ever went to. This was quite interesting actually. Hello, Francesco from Italy. Hope you're okay. Hope you're doing well. We're just talking about Japan. So yeah, so photos and stuff seem to be doing very well at the moment in time. There's been some cracking photos from this gentleman, Brad Kremer, of Tokyo Skytree, and some of the photos that he's taken from Skytree out. I've been trying to share some of the content from some other Japanese content creators. If that's what I'm classed as nowadays, I don't know. So this was a photo by Tokyo Pearl, great photo, so I've shared this as well. We all probably know where this is, in Kabukicho. Another page that I follow, which would be a great one for you guys to follow, is Ikimasho, which is like an Irish couple, an Irish man with his Japanese wife, who both live in Tokyo, always showing great photos. This is a look at Tokyo Tower here. Wow, is this? Oh, you can't really see, it's not really going full screen very well, but yeah, lovely photo there. So yeah, so photos etc. are all doing really well. Awadori, just absolutely love Awadori, so great festival, some great videos of it as well. The dancing is just amazing. More woodblock prints, because that's just who I am. I love sharing woodblock prints with everybody else, so here's more woodblock stuff for you. Oh, previous stream, there we go. And yeah, and a few other things as well. I think things have been going pretty well. Some good numbers on a lot of these things. Plenty more to come. My ones going forward are absolutely chock-a-block. There's things queued up for weeks and weeks and weeks. Seems to be doing very well, so thank you all. The ones that do follow, thank you very much. Hello, the Twitch viewer, whoever you are as well. We've got someone on Twitch as well. We're broadcasting across Twitch and YouTube and Facebook, which is pretty cool. But yeah, hopefully you all like it. As I said, once I get to Japan, I'll be doing some live streams, so hopefully you'll enjoy those as well. I'm practicing with my new microphone and my new Prism Live setup. It all seems pretty good. Hopefully I've been coming through pretty clearly so far, but yeah, if you don't know, this is a gift from one of my followers, Ninja Monkey-san, but thank you very much. So yeah, that was generally it, guys. I think I'm not going to stay on forever tonight. I just thought I'd try and share that news about Japan lowering the COVID stuff and have a quick chat about Japan as well. So if I don't see you too soon, I will probably speak to you in Ninja Monkey stream, which is obviously tomorrow. And yeah, that's about it, I think, unless you guys have got any last minute questions or anything else. But it's been fun. It certainly has been done / fun. Nathan, thanks very much. These microphones, Nathan, absolutely white hot. They're fantastically good. I cannot express how good they are and how easy they are to use. Just absolutely spot on. And they also connect direct to my phone as well, so great news for future streams. I'm probably going to try and do a stream from my phone at some point, just on data, just to see how it would work from that as well. But I've enjoyed it as well. Great stream, everybody. Thank you very much for being here. Thanks for being so active in the chat. It's been great. And I guess I will catch you guys in the near future. So thanks everybody. Stay safe. I'll speak to you later on. Thanks. Bye.